Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and happy Tag Tuesday. Okay, so it's been several weeks since I last filmed. If you follow me on Twitter or if you've seen some of my recent videos, I went on vacation and filmed a little bit before that, but I haven't filmed since the very beginning of June. So to get back into the swing of things and sort of psych myself up for some filming today, I decided to do the Wheel of the Year book tag from one of my all-time favorite YouTubers, Rhiannon over at Crescent Moon Reads, and I was tagged by my good friend Leah over at Leah Bex, so thank you to both of you for creating this tag and then tagging me in it. So the Wheel of the Year book tag is inspired by different points in the year and specifically within neo-pagan Wiccan tradition. So it's a very unique tag and the questions are awesome and really thoughtful, so I'm super excited to chat about them today. Each question is inspired by a different point on the Wheel of the Year, and I apologize if I pronounce any of them incorrectly. So number one is Imbolc, New Beginnings, Rebirth, Moving into Spring. What new to you book series are you most anxious to start? I've talked about this book series a couple of times on my channel now, but I swear I'm actually going to read it next month, and that is The Diviners by Libba Bray. This is set in like jazz era New York City, and it is sort of historical fiction but with a bit of magic thrown in there as well. It does have themes of the occult in it, and our main character Evie possesses some supernatural powers of some sort. I genuinely don't know that much going into it. Just based on the booktubers that I know who have read it, I don't feel like I need to know that much going in because I really trust their opinions. So it's one that I have been wanting to read forever, and I'm super psyched to finally get to it. Question number two is Ostara, Perfect Balance, Light Defeats Dark, the Beginning of Spring. Name a book with a happy ending. For this question, I'm going to go with one of my more recent reads. I finished this at the very beginning of June, and that is The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory. This follows our main characters Alexa and Drew, who meet when they both get stuck in an elevator, and while they're chatting, Drew tells her that he has to go to this wedding this weekend, and that's why he's in San Francisco, I think, and he doesn't have a date, it's his ex's wedding, blah, blah, blah. And so Alexa agrees to go as his date to this wedding, and then from there they start a new relationship, and it's very cute. It's also an interracial relationship, so Alexa is black and Drew is white, and there's a lot of commentary on what that means, especially from Alexa and her point of view. I really enjoyed this. I read the majority of it on the plane from Iceland to Paris, and at the end I was crying happy tears. This was just one that left me happy at the end, and I was like, I don't even want to find anything else to read, I just want to bask in this happiness. And then so I watched like 3 episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race after that, which was also great. Question 3, Beltane, Vitality and Fertility, the peak of spring heading into summer. It is a time for passion and love. Name your favorite passionate couple, canon or not. For this, I am going with Buttercup and Wesley from The Princess Bride. You've probably seen me mention this book before. It's one of my favorites. I love The Princess Bride. I love the movie. The book is also incredible, and I just love Buttercup and Wesley's, true love relationship. It's so sweet and lovely, and yeah, this was what immediately came to mind when I thought of couples that I love. So if you haven't read this, if you have seen the movie and really like it, I definitely recommend picking up the book as well, because you just get so much more from these characters, especially the secondary characters like Fezzik and Inigo. So yeah, definitely worth your time. And Buttercup and Wesley, true love. You think this happens every day? Oh, the best. Number 4 is Letha, Longest Day. The sun is in full power, life is full, and it is time to celebrate before we begin the descent into the dark of the wheel. What book or character makes you feel most ready to party? For this one, I am going with King of Parties himself, Tyrion Lannister from the Game of Thrones A Song of Ice and Fire series. This book is on my 2018 bucket list, and I really, really hope to get to it this year. Tyrion is one of my favorite characters. He is so smart, has a lot of fun. He has major flaws, they all do, but he is one who, yeah, just makes me excited to read from his perspective, and he is definitely all about partying. He's always up for a drink or 10. Number 5, Llamas. First harvest. Moving into autumn, the first grain is harvested. What tasty treat in a book would you love to be able to pull from the pages to eat? So first I'm going to go with the standard answer that I feel like a lot of people say, and that is all of the sweets and goods from Harry Potter. I have a huge sweet tooth, so imagining walking into Honeydukes and just seeing all there is to offer Just makes me so happy. So that's one answer. But I also wanted to mention a book that I read last month, To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. I did not like this book. I rated it 2 stars, but one of the parts that I actually did really enjoy was when Lara Jean was baking and talking about making baked goods and desserts and all of that. So I would definitely love to eat some of her like brownies or cookies. It made me hungry as she described like making the Christmas cookies in particular. Like I said, I have a huge sweet tooth, so sweets of any kind basically is my answer. Number 6, Mabon. Perfect balance, dark coming to defeat light. The first day of autumn, a time of reflection on the year's fruition. What is a project you are proud of that you've really recently made progress in? I'm gonna go ahead and say this YouTube channel. I have recently gotten a lot more subscribers. I passed the 100 mark, and I just feel like I've made so many friends on BookTube lately, and that's even more exciting than the videos that I am creating and putting on the internet. Like, I love sitting and talking about books and making content and all of that, but I don't know, like being on Twitter and chatting with other bookish people and, you know, commenting and having conversations there, and there's just like no feeling quite like one of your favorite booktubers subscribing to you or commenting on a video or following you on Twitter or something. It's just like, oh my gosh, they like want to talk to me, they like my videos. I don't know, I watched BookTube for a long time before starting my channel, so it feels like they're celebrities, and yeah, I'm a huge dork, but it's been so much fun. I'm so grateful for all the people I met. You're all amazing and awesome, and I just can't wait to continue to build friendships and relationships. So definitely really proud of the community that I'm inching my way into. Question number 7, Samhain, All Souls Night, the point of death in the wheel. The boundary between worlds is the thinnest, and this is the time to honor our ancestors. Name a book that represented your ethnic heritage, or if you have not read one yet, say what ethnic ancestry you'd like to see in a book. I'll be honest, I don't feel super connected to any of my like background. I mean, I don't really know. I'm like vaguely European. I know I'm pretty Italian and Irish, and I think like Scottish, maybe some French, English. I genuinely don't really know, but it's never something I've thought about or intentionally looked for in books, really. I have read some books that take place in Maine, which is where I grew up, and my parents both grew up in Maine too, I don't know. So if I'm gonna like pretend to have an answer for this one, I'll say Olive Kitteridge by Elizabeth Strout. This is about like small town Maine, sort of, and it's told in a series of like vignettes about different people and their connection to this character, Olive Kitteridge. And I really liked this. If you like short stories and anthologies and that sort of thing, this kind of has that similar feel. So yeah, this is not a satisfying answer for this question, but this is one that I really liked, and I would recommend it if you want to learn more about what it's like to be a Mainer. And the last question, number 8, Yule, deepest dark. Darkness is in peak, and we wait for the light to return. What book dealt with a very heavy topic but ultimately relayed a message of hope? I'm gonna go with another very recent read. I just finished listening to this audiobook like 3 days ago, and that is We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. I won't really dive into what the heavy topic is because, well, I mean, I think there are a couple that kind of are threaded through the book, but ultimately the end is so hopeful, and there's just this theme of like family and support and just that like unconditional love that I think a lot of people take for granted, and what that looks like. I don't know, the ending was, it was lovely. This book is kind of sad and just really mournful. It's very slow. It's definitely character driven. There's not much plot to it, but I think it's really beautiful, and I don't think it's like lack of plot is a bad thing. Like for me, that wasn't it didn't detract from it. I really enjoyed listening to this story, and the end ultimately was hopeful and made me feel like I felt okay leaving the characters where they were, like, all right, they're gonna be all right, we can move on. So that's always a good feeling to have at the end of a book. Okay, that is everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Rhiannon for these really lovely and thoughtful questions, and thank you to Leah for tagging me. I will probably tag some people down below. If you aren't tagged, definitely do it. I'm sure that Rhiannon would love to see your answers regardless of whether or not you've been tagged. So I definitely recommend these questions. I think they're really, like I said, thought-provoking and made me really think a little bit more than some other tag videos do. But anyway, I'm rambling now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you think I did a good job, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my next video. But until then, happy reading. Bye.